how do we plant this seed in their mind that females need to flourish as females?
See, you don't have to plant it in their head, you have to plant it in your head.
But like I said in my first questions, yes, we can do it at our part, but then there are people, there is society, there are ways that people judge us.
See, don't think there's no judgment for a male. Don't think there's exploitation for a male. It is there. It is just that for a woman, unfortunately, any little exploitation takes on a sexual tone, all right? That is the ugly part of it. Otherwise, don't think men are not exploited. They're exploited in many different ways, ask him. No, that is why a lawyer is successful, because somebody is exploited, isn't it?
I want to say thank you, sir, for saying this.
The problem right now is, we are still in such a consciousness, anything that's weaker than us, we will exploit. Man, woman or child or animal. Yes or no? Anything that is weaker than us, because still we don't have brain in our head, we still have muscle in our head, okay? The muscle should transform into brain cells, then we will see that for you to succeed, you don't have to really exploit anything, actually. In fact, if you get the love and cooperation of everybody, you will succeed even better. I will tell you an example. I am doing a program for one of the top international companies, one of the top companies. 25 of their top executives are there. It's a 3-day event. I have 9 volunteers. I don't know if you noticed our volunteers here, without one instruction, they just go about doing everything that needs to be done. If something is not done, I know it could not be done. There's no question of somebody did not do it, because we built such a force. So they watched these 9 people moving around, then they asked Sadhguru, where do you get such people? Because they're always looking for attrition, you know. Then I said, you don't get them, you got to make them. How do you make them? I said, you have to make them fall in love with you. Oh, how do you do that? I said, first you must fall in love with them. Then they say, wait, Then they say, oh, they don't pay us for that. So, when money is the only ruling factor in your life, you're like a circus monkey. If you give a banana, you will jump, otherwise you'll simply sit, all right? So if you're not a circus monkey, then you will see exploiting is not a good thing. If everybody falls in love with you, how easy and wonderful it is to work. When people hate you, when they resent you, they will make your life miserable, believe me. They will make sure, won't you? When you're resentful about somebody and you have to work for them, won't you make sure their life is miserable? Yes, this is why people are thinking work is so stressful, because everybody hates them. If they create a really loving and inclusive atmosphere around them, where everybody senses there is no sense of exploitation, see, I don't exploit anybody, but I work them to death. But before that, I'm working myself, people are afraid I may kill myself, so they're also trying to catch up, there's no problem. If I sit like this and make you work, then you will come up with something else to make my life miserable. When you see you're only emulating me, then why will you feel exploited? I make them work 7 days of the week, 18 hours a day, non-stop, day or night. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll call them and saying, do this, do that, because so many things happening. You see, you're joining up, so I'm telling you.
I can link you, sir.
So, exploitation is a silly way of doing things in the world, unintelligent way of doing things in the world. Inclusiveness is the best way to do work in the world. If you think your work is important, If you think what you're doing is important, people come to me always, we are a volunteer organization, over 4,600 whatever, full-time volunteers and over 9 million part-time volunteers. Every day somebody comes up to me and says, Sadhguru, I can't work with this person, she's terrible, he's like this, he's like that. I say, see, in this world, there are only these kind of people. Like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, only these kind of people. If you think what you're doing is very significant, you have to work with these kind of people. But if you think you want to work with ideal people, you must go to heaven and today. Yes. If you think what you're doing is very significant, you will work with whatever you have. If you have donkeys, you'll work with them. Yes? But you have not realized the significance of what you're doing, now you're busy complaining about everything.